of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
First, we'll take comments from members of the public if anyone would like to speak. Anyone comment about the library?
It was a wonderful grand opening. We were really excited to see so many people come out. It was supposed to be 10 to 2. We left about 3:30 when the last people left. So it was a very successful day and we were very excited. And thank you for stopping by, Jay.
Well, it really looks good.
You just have to see it. I wish all of y'all would take a chance to stop by. It's fantastic.
Very nice. All right, item number 1 is the victim coordinator and liaison grant contract from the Attorney General's office. Mr. Brian Evans, speak to us about that.
Thank you, Judge. If y'all remember back in February, March, somewhere around there, I presented a couple items to this court. One was being that I was applying for a grant through the AG's office for a victims coordinator. Now, I've caught the fish. I just got to figure out how to get on the boat and what to do with it, essentially. They've given me $35,000 of salary to hire somebody for a victims coordinator. The issue that I'm presenting to you, first off, it's a contract that I need to sign and give back to the AG's office by this Friday. What we need to discuss here today is how to split up that $35,000. I've talked with Donna and Kay and Judge and about some different options that we could do. $35,000 doesn't include fringe benefits at this point in time. If we included the fringe, the health insurance, retirement, all the things that any other employee would get, the salary would go down to about $20,000, with the rest of the 14 or so allocated to the fringe. And that is an option at this point in time. I would submit that that salary is too low. The other option we could pursue is allocating some of that $35,000 to fringe and the county picking up the rest. I don't know what that formula would look like. You know, we could drop the salary down, give back $8,000, $7,000, $5,000 of the $35,000 back to fringe, and then have the county come in and pick up the rest of the fringe benefits that's owed to that person. The simplest way to me to do it, and I'm not opposed to this way, is make it a part-time position. The only issue with that is that the salary, the hourly wage would be $19.50. I understand that the county has a policy when the county hires part-time employees of what, $12 an hour, and is it $12?
Road Bridge is 15.
Road Bridge is 15. I would argue, and again, before y'all, it's y'all's decision, but I would argue that this kind of presents a little bit different issue than the county simply hiring a part-time employee. These are funds coming from the state. They're essentially free funds that we're getting through a grant, and I think that we should be able to offer an hourly wage that's different than the county policy because of the grant. I've been told, and again, I'd have to fact check this, that different offices in this county offer different hourly wages. I think the district judges fund has some part-time, the court coordinator, and in a position like that is on its own hourly wage separate from the county's policy. And I would make the argument again that this would be something separate and apart from the county going out and hiring a part-time road and bridge person or a part-time county employee. But again, those are all the options that I believe that are there. I want to listen to brainstorming or what y'all would like to do. Again, the only issue that we're running into, I want to be clear, I got this back last Tuesday or so. So we couldn't put it on the agenda for our Wednesday meeting, and that's why I'm here in front of you now. Unfortunately, I have to return the signed contract if we're going to accept the grant back by this Friday. So as you can see, I just want everybody to be clear. I didn't create this time crunch, so I wish the AG's office would have gotten back to me a little bit quicker, and so we could discuss these options a little bit more at length, or you could think about it a little bit more. But like I said, I'm just kind of throwing it out to y'all about what we should do.
At the end of the 1-year period, what will happen?
I will apply for it again.
If you don't receive it, we're gonna have a part-time person, full-time.
Correct. I'm a little, and again, because of the time crunch, I'm a little confused. When I applied for it, it stated that it was a 2-year grant, which obviously made me happy because I spent a lot of time, applying for it. I don't necessarily want to go through the application process every year. This contract that I have in my hand is only for 1 year. I haven't been able to touch base with them about why that happened. I don't know. Obviously, y'all have heard there's been a lot of funding cut from the state and different things like that, so I don't know if it goes along with that, but the contract I have in my hand is for 1 year.
Since that's with the state, we don't have to have a 1295, is that correct?
That's correct.
Hallelujah, okay.
What about, how much time will this person be working? Instead of weeks, will they be working?
29 hours.
That's all they can work in, okay.
So it just, again, to get in the weeds of it, that I'm expecting that person to come in, probably miss Monday morning, come in Monday afternoon, come in Friday morning, miss Friday afternoon, and work 7 hours a day, 14, 21, yeah, 7 hours a day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Or some variation.
So, and obviously, it can change up, but just for y'all's knowledge, that's what I'm expecting of that person.
All right. And if it is part-time, then more funds will go to that program than to,
Yes, ma'am. I think, I wish I could split that. I wish they gave me some more funds where it would split the difference a little bit more, because I would like to offer benefits. However, I think offering benefits at a $20,000 salary isn't necessarily the best way for me to get a candidate in. For my
for
personal
a short
standpoint,
time, a 1-year thing.
absolutely. From my personal standpoint, and again, I'm working with the numbers that they gave me, is I feel like bringing in a part-time person would be easier for me to get a candidate that maybe on a spouse's health insurance or be kind of in that family situation to come in and obviously make a very good hourly wage and move on from there.
Can we accept the money, can we accept the contract today, and then you think about it, and everybody think about it, how you're gonna do your money down the road? But if we sign today, we're gonna get the 35.
Yes.
Not that we have everything set up and show them, and then we get the 35.
Correct.
And I guess the main thing you're saying right now is you're trying to make this work so it won't cost the county anything.
That was my goal to begin with, was I need a victims coordinator. We're required by law to have a victims coordinator, so now, one of my paralegals is slash, receptionist slash victims coordinator slash, what you will. And so my goal coming into office was to apply for a grant, because I know that they're out there, to get something to alleviate the county from coming to y'all with county funds to provide a victims coordinator. Luckily for me, we have $35,000 that they are willing to hand over to Freestone County for us to put to good use. So I would definitely submit that we accept the $35,000 and then move on from there.
So at that hourly rate, then, would all the expenses be covered by the grant?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept.
That's it.
Appreciate you.
Number 2, budget transfers and amendments.
I provided the court with a listing of budget transfers. This list does have one contingency on page 1.
Forget mine, they did the office. I'm the slot.
Billy, where did Michael mow? I know Henley home.
He knows a team
Sorry?
at Teague and the annex there,
Okay.
and he mows sometimes down at the records building, does that ditch and all that,
Okay. Okay.
and sometimes at the courthouse, but we try to use Steve.
Yeah.
Can't think of where else some of those else. Any discussion? Budget amendments or transfers?
Motion approved.
All in favor, aye. Any opposed? None, motion carried. Item number 3 is the consolidation of polling places for the November 7th constitutional amendment election and early voting. Is it? And publish the notice.
This is our recommendation for, to set the polling places for early voting and election day for the 2017 constitutional election.
This is on November 7th.
Uh-huh.
What is the regular election?
Which were, with the primary in March. This is the Texas Constitution Amendment election.
How many people do we have voting in this?
In 2013, it was 10%, in 2015 was roughly about 7% of the voters voted.
precinct, approximately, how many people in the county, about 18, 20?
Yes, registered voters.
Yeah, there's about
Registered
17, only about 10.
The county has a population of probably over 18,000, but the voter register is about 12,000.
About 12,000.
So you're talking about 120 people?
Yes, if we try to figure it out in our head, 10% of that be about 1,200.
Yeah.
And the 15 was even less. It was down to 7.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure I'm reading this right, but I certainly want the people at St. Elmo to be able to vote there.
For election day.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
you're looking at.
Yes, ma'am. I don't think they should have to drive, I don't think people in my precinct should have to drive all over, everywhere to come to work and vote. Is that where they're going, that's where they're going to vote?
Yes.
We've had that issue in years past, and people
Okay.
have been really not happy with that.
Well, I think the problem is we already have 2 voting places in your precinct, so if.
We have a lot of voting places in my precinct in mobile times.
Right.
Elmo is one of them.
I'm just
you
saying,
know,
for the people I represent, I want the people at the lake to be able to vote, and I want the people at work to be able to vote. Y'all can do what y'all want to. Y'all have had calls, I've had calls when we've done that. It's been a major issue. And then here we are today, right back with the same thing. Now, we're just doing that to vote.
I'll have to read the Texas election code about how many can be open in a certain commissioner precinct, because this is what this is based on.
Yeah, we'll have to change the dynamic of it.
Yeah.
Because there is a law that governs how many locations we can have open in a particular precinct. So if you want that, then we'll just go back and change the dynamics.
Yeah. Because I think one time when Miss Mary was here, we had this same concern come up, and I think we opened up St. Elmo and did open up either Church of Christ and Tig or Wordlum.
If he wants work done in St. Elmo, we'll just go back and revisit that.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Definitely.
It's like 40 miles for those big people
Oh,
to travel.
yeah.
If I had to, I don't know if the people that, you and Langley supposed together.
I was asked a few years ago to work one of those off-year elections, and all it was constitutional amendments, and I ended up working Butler. It was a half day instead of a full day, and we might have had 10 people. And we were hoping that because it was Wednesday and they opened for their senior day, people came for lunch, but they didn't come back and vote. You know, very few did. As a matter of fact, that's when I met Guy Manning and found out how big he is. But it's very, very low turnout, and for an election judge, it's a very long day.
I don't have a problem.
And we opened up St. Elmo during early voting, and there was 22 votes that day. And 15.
And that's one of the things we try to do. We try to look at voter turnout when we are coming up with our recommendations to the court. Because we have to govern ourselves as far as the laws, how many election workers we have to have at that polling place. And so it just increases the amount of money that we have to spend on an election with the more polling places we have open.
And in 2013, there were 10 votes. We'll have to go back and look the statute that states how many we can have at a certain commissioner precinct, because that's what we base this on.
As long as they're able to vote and working at St. Elmo, I'll be happy.
And so we have to, so your people from TIG, number 9, or Cotton Gin, can go to Wordville, and we'll deal with that. Then we have to, so instead of the Church of Christ, you just.
I mean, it looks to me like that if Workham's open and St. Elmo's open, they'll have to either go to Workham or St. Elmo on vote on that day. They can, we didn't want an early vote.
Right, so,
And that's,
so take out the Church of Christ and put with Wordville, St. Elmo, is that what?
we're talking about election day, right?
Yes, first on election day.
The closest place for those people there to go would probably be Workham, I would say.
Okay, so St. Elmo right here. Okay. Instead of the Church of Christ.
So we're, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
this right, that I know it's a long way from Mobile and Fair. Is this the time to bring up the Liberty Box?
Well, they would be consolidated with,
To come
the conference center this time anyway, is our recommendation.
But on,
They're in the same box.
yeah, I see it right there, on election day.
This is election day.
That is election day.
Yes, yes, and we'll talk more about that, I think, in the primary when it comes to actual setting, you know, the vast of the polling places that are open.
For early voting, Fairfield will be open, and this is by law that they have to be open at certain times.
Yes, 10 days.
10 days for early voting.
You flip over, that's the next is early
And then
voting.
there also will be
Where
Tuesday,
the early voting
Wednesday, and
is?
Thursday, and Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, and anybody, you don't have to be in a certain precinct to early vote anywhere.
And statistically speaking, we have had, over the last two elections, we've noticed our early voting turnout is very large. So we've had almost as many people voting early as we have on election day, which is great. So that goes to show that people are willing to travel to our early voting locations versus
Waiting till election
Yes.
day to get it all done.
And it also show like, the regular boxes, they go in early, so it don't show the numbers in those boxes, like it's talking about 10 or 12 over the road, and they're early voting.
Now, not on I looked at our ballot seal certificate, which gives us a total, but we have reports from, you know, each precinct.
Yeah. But because of early voting, they don't vote in the regular box.
That's right,
That's right.
that's
It's not
right.
showing me, you say, well, we got no numbers here.
No, sir, we keep a printout of actually how many people vote per precinct in early voting also.
Yes. For statistics, we have to have that.
Yes, sir, we keep something like this that states, it's computerized now, but it states how many, like, in 2013, Donnie didn't have anybody early vote. Streetman had 5, Langley had 2, Dew had 6, and so on. We keep a tab of that, along with the location that they vote at.
I make a motion that we accept what they have with the changes.
I guess I need to plot, who do you want voting at St. Elmo? How do you want to switch these as far as like, on election day, what precincts do you want voting where? Voting precincts, it's either consolidated, it's either.
They where can they go? What are their options?
Wortham or St. Elmo.
Okay, so you want, I mean, obviously you want the people that was closest to working.
Right.
To vote in working.
Right.
And the people that are closest to St.
Yeah.
Elmo to vote St. Elmo.
So Streetman's and
So
Halfway
Streetman,
Point, what do you want?
Streetman, they can't vote both places. They want to
No,
vote.
sir,
Not election day.
not election day.
What do y'all, I mean, where, if you live in the street, would you drive to work or St. Elmo?
I live in there, I would drive to Wortham.
Okay, that'll be fine.
So Wortham and Streetman. So you want St. Elmo. So basically just St. Elmo, voting in St. Elmo. The rest.
And early voting.
Yes. So I show Kirby, Wortham, Streetman, Cotton, and Tig in Wortham, and then just St. Elmo by themselves at the lake.
We have a motion to approve these with that change. Any other discussion? We have a second.
I see.
All in favor, aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carried.
And I'll give you a new one to sign along with the consolidations.
And as part of that, I don't know if it has to be approved, but we will publish the notice, publish this notice in the newspaper so people will know where they will be voting. Item number 4 is the agreement for information technology products and services with Conduit Government Records Services.
At this time, I don't think I want to really present this due to the company that this is with. Our contract is out in November, and so I have a co-file that is also included in this that was going to do some work from the Conduit company. I feel that this contract is way too expensive and that my considerations are going with profile to see if y'all would like for me to totally change total companies with my recruiting. At this time, I've given both contracts to the county attorney to where he can look at that for me to make sure. So at this time, I'm going to just pass this.
They would just pass it. Item number 5 is to discuss Medicare supplement. You want to tell us kind of what you know about what you heard from the pictures?
Well, as I mentioned before, we can let our employees, once they become Medicare eligible, opt out of the group insurance. And I don't think I told you this the last time, because I just found out recently that that number that we can let opt out, this doesn't apply to me, she said, because going from our group insurance to Medicare is a coverage change, that they don't consider that in our opt-out numbers. 10% of our enrollment, we can't let 9 off right now, and we have 4 off right now. So she said that doesn't apply as Medicare. It also, everything that you change to your insurance has to be done at open enrollment, but it also doesn't apply to the Medicare portion of it. If someone becomes Medicare eligible during the plan year anytime, they don't have to wait for open enrollment to enroll, because again, they consider that a change in coverage, and it's one of the conditions that they'll let you change something outside of open enrollment. I mean, what else do you want me to say that?
Well, I think that was the main thing, is we don't have to worry about the numbers.
Right.
And,
And you can change anytime during the year. Once you become Medicare eligible, they see it as a coverage change, and so you can
that
change
has to be
anytime.
just the first month that you become eligible, just at any time you can become. And I think the question then, the next question is, you know, we provide a certain amount to employees that they can use to select which one of those options on our regular, in our regular plan. Would that be available to pay for that supplement also? Or would, I think that would kind of encourage other people to do that, and certainly will save the county a good bit of money.
Like we have several, it doesn't make no difference about the insurance, like have a certain amount of health insurance. It's kind of, what you're saying.
The
We
number
have
that
more
we
about
have
having a certain number on the insurance.
This doesn't apply to that.
For,
Well,
The $735 to $700. You qualify during the year,
whenever you qualify,
the money that we're giving you for insurance, you automatically go on Medicaid, you still give them money for something. Is that what
can
you're saying?
you use some of that to pay the stuff?
I could,
Well, we just had never talked about that, haven't actually voted on it, and before we tell anybody yes you can, we want to be sure that
Right now, the Medicare supplement is only available when you retire.
when you retire.
And TAC has that, what's called Silver Choice, which is the Medicare supplement, but they don't offer that to active employees. You have to just get deductibles, different amounts for office visits. She's gonna come, on September the 19th, and anyone that just wants to, even if you don't wanna change what we're doing right now, if you're gonna become Medicare eligible, she can kind of tell you how your group insurance and Medicare works together, because your group's gonna be primary, you're gonna have to meet that $2,500 deductible before Medicare does anything. So the advantage for you as an employee is if you're just at Medicare, a supplement, you don't have to meet that $2,500 deductible any longer. So it's, like I said before, it's kind of a better deal for the employee, and it's a better deal for the county because you're going to be paying a supplement, which I think Mary said hers was $183. But say $200 versus $700. That's basically the difference that the county would pay. So it could potentially, if 5 or so people decided to do it, you can't force anyone to do it. It's an option that's available, but you can't tell people. When you become Medicare eligible, you get off our group and go to Medicare. But 5 people choosing that option could save the county something like $30,000. So.
Oh, that's what I'm
This,
If you pay that extra, 6 months after another, it's coming from the county, it's gonna save the county money.
and I think that our person that does our open enrollment, with Mr. Schmer, I believe she'll have some supplements available that we can sign up for at open enrollment, get that done. So is that a motion that an employee can use the allowance to provide the supplement?
If you get on Medicare,
Yes.
And just to be clear, that wouldn't mean that the difference went back in the employee's pocket. It goes back to the county.
Do you have to do it? You don't have to do it, but you can.
Right.
We can't legally tell them that.
What happens if you're in the middle of the year and in return, what happens to your deductibles that you've already paid toward that year? How's that going to work? Does anybody know that yet?
Well,
So I go up and pay $10,000 and I go to the doctor, and then this summer, I get 65, so I get off it. So now I'm paying my deductible. What do I do from now on? I mean, do I have to start a whole new deductible or not? I mean, I don't know, that's questions.
if you don't have a deductible, you don't start a whole new deductible
I'm so,
on Medicare.
on Medicare?
So,
Oh, I don't know, I'm just asking, I just, if you paid, already paid it, what happens to me?
there's no deductible on Medicare, is that right?
well, again, you get into Medicare, and I think it's Part A, maybe Part B. I don't know all of those. Felicia needs to explain this a little bit better, because I'm not a Medicare specialist.
There's A, B, D, F,
Right.
several different.
That part, which is only covers the hospital and the doctors, there's no deductible on that. The deductible comes in on whatever plan you choose on your supplement. So you could choose one that had a small deductible on it. I've looked at them online, and they go anywhere from no deductible to a $500 deductible, depending on what you want to pay for that supplement. So all of that is plan D, E, F, all the other plans. It's different for one with prescription drug coverage, one with co-pays on doctor visits. You know, it's kind of like choosing from our exchange right now. You can kind of get whatever you want to pay for.
Okay, so we have a motion that the health insurance allowance can be used for Medicare supplements,
For active employees.
for active employees.
Second.
All in favor, aye? Any opposed? None. Motion carried. All right. Next is budget review.
Just, can we take about a 5-minute break?
We sure can. I just love to take a break.